Pomona requirements and admission requirements and pathways for spring 2024. Just a heads up, we are recording this session. My name's Elizabeth. I'm one of the admission counselors for returning students here at Cal Poly Pomona. Thank you all for joining us today and for taking time out of your busy morning. And we are excited to see you all interested in returning. A heads up question, we'll have plenty of time to answer questions at the very end. So please hold for questions till the very end. So today we're going to be going over who is a returning student, the application cycle, academic standings, welcome back form, Cal State Apply, next steps, and our contact information. Who is a returning student? A returning student is a student who wants to re-enroll after a break in enrollment of 2 semesters or more, meaning it's a student that applied for Cal Poly Pomona, got admitted, registered for classes, attended classes, completed a full semester, and has a CPP GPA. Good and negative academic standings. For good academic standing, the overall and CPP GPA must be at least a 2.0. You must be reapplying to the same major. Note that if you are reapplying to a different major, admissions is never guaranteed, and the decision does lie up to the department that you're applying for. For negative academic standing, the overall or CPP GPA is below a 2.0. The academic standing is disqualification. For these students, you must fill out the returning student interest form. And this is only the initial step. It's not a guarantee for admissions. If you are in negative standing, meaning under a 2.0 or disqualification, after you filled out the returning student interest form, somebody from the Bronco Advising Center will be reaching out to you within 2 to 3 weeks. And the goal for this meeting or for this contact is to raise your GPA to a 2.0. There are different ways students raise their GPA. It is case by case. So it'll either be through Open University or retroactive withdrawal. Both of these processes are very lengthy. So keep that in mind when speaking to an academic advisor. So returning transfers. A returning transfer is someone who has attended another college or university after leaving Cal Poly Pomona. These students must meet the transfer requirements, must be in good academic standing at their last institution and at CPP, must meet the 60 transferable units in general, 30 in general education, and the golden 4, which is oral communication, written composition, critical thinking, mathematics, quantitative reasoning. And there might be required supplemental courses for impacted majors. If you did attend a different institution, we will be asking for official transcripts. And always keep an eye on your email because the final date for that has not been set in stone quite yet. Other academic standings. We have probation. If you are on probation and are at a 2.0, you could apply via the welcome back form. Admission decision will lie with the department, so it won't be admissions, and that can take a lot longer. If you enrolled prior to 2019, you would be reapplying through Cal State Apply. If you do have 112 and plus units earned, you might qualify to graduate without returning, meaning graduate out of residency. For this, you would fill out the returning student interest form. Your file will be rerouted to the registrar's office. They normally take about 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes even longer. It's a very lengthy process. The registrar office takes about 2 weeks to evaluate your file and then decides if you may or may not be eligible. Then they send your file to a department. Then they evaluate and decide whether you qualify or not. Our graduate students, all graduate students will reapply via Cal State Apply. The application's deadline vary by program. There might be supplemental application or documents. Always reach out to the graduate coordinator to see if these will need to be resubmitted or if they need any additional information. If you were on probation, please reach out to your graduate coordinator before reapplying. We don't want you to spend $70 on the application fee and then find out that you're not eligible to reapply. For the application cycle, our spring 2024 is about to open August 1st to September 30th. If you are a returning transfer, all admission requirements must be completed by the end of summer 2023. Requirements cannot be made up in the fall. Our fall 2024 will open October 1st to June 1st. If you are a returning transfer, all admission requirements must be completed by the end of spring. It cannot be made up in the summer. All applications, we have two ways for students to reapply, either Cal State Apply or Welcome Back form. We will be sending out mass emails on August 1st and let you know which one you're eligible for. Just remember, this is a lot of information. You do not have to memorize all this. We are recording the session, and we will also have plenty of time to answer questions at the end. I know everybody has been wondering what the Welcome Back form is. The Welcome Back form is a shortened application. We also waive the $70 application fee, and this will be available on the website starting August 1st. The eligibility criteria, if you left CPP within the last 5 years, have an overall and CPP GPA of 2.0 or higher, did not attend other institutions after Cal Poly Pomona. If you do not meet the eligibility criteria, your file will be rerouted to corresponding departments if you do fill it out. If you're unsure if you meet these qualifications, please reach out to me at that email provided, returning@cpp.edu. For anybody that meets any of this criteria, if you are applying to a different major, your last date of attendance exceeds the 5 years. If you are a returning transfer or a returning graduate student, you must reapply via Cal State Apply. If you did leave on disqualification, if you believe your GPA is under a 2.0, please reach out to us before filling out the application. We don't want you to spend unnecessary money. Cal State Apply, the extended profile. This whole section on the application is probably the most important part of the whole application process via Cal State Apply. I'm gonna go over undergrad students first. If on the first section is gonna ask your degree goal. You select first bachelor's degree. On the second section, you'll select transferring from a community college or four-year institution. On the following section, if you attended nowhere else, you would put 0 to 59 semester credits. If you are transferring from somewhere else, be sure to select the 60 semester credits. Now for my graduate students, you'll select second bachelor's degree and beyond. At the bottom, you will select the one that best fits you, the teaching and service credential or graduate programs. So if you feel anything wrong in this section, your application will not be what it needs to be because you will not be able to see this section right here. On 1A, when it asks if you are a returning student, you select yes. Be sure to select Cal Poly Pomona. We have 3 Cal Polys now, so be sure that you select the correct one. If you know your Bronco ID, please fill it out because it will link your application. And then on the scenario that applies to you, select the best option for you. If you mess anything up on this section, your file will be evaluated as a regular applicant, and this may impact your admission decision. So if you're unsure on what to select, please reach out to us. We will guide you step by step. So next steps, once you've been admitted, if you were admitted via Welcome Back form, the admission decision should take about 2 to 3 weeks. Your intent to enroll will automatically be processed. You must register for orientation and attend if orientation. If the deadline has passed for orientation registration, somebody from the orientation office will reach out to you directly and assist you with this process. If you were admitted via Cal State Apply, the timeline to receive a decision varies based on when the application was submitted. You must submit your intent to enroll. You must register and attend orientation, but if the deadline has passed, orientation will also reach out to you. If we requested official transcripts, please send those to us before the deadline that you were given. Orientation. I know some of you have attended orientation last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Once again, you must attend orientation. Orientation is important because things are constantly changing on the campus. The curriculum changes. So everybody must attend orientation. If you do not register for orientation or attend orientation, you will be withdrawn. So this is our contact information. You could go onto our website and schedule an appointment to meet with me one-on-one. You can email me at returning@cpp.edu. If you are emailing me for specific questions, please start with your name, full name. If you know your Bronco ID number, your Bronco ID number. If you do not know your Bronco ID number, I will need your date of birth so I can look up your file. So just keep that in mind when sending me emails. And now we will open it up for questions, but let me just be clear. If it's any financial aid related question or orientation question, please contact them directly.
I also want to add that we are here to answer any general questions. A lot of questions that you might have are going to be individualized. Like if you don't know your GPA, you don't know your academic standing, we don't want to answer those type of questions in a group setting like this. Giselle, our other counselor, did put the link in the chat to make an appointment to speak with Ellie. But if you guys could please raise your hands and I will call on you by name to ask a question. Casey, go ahead.
So I signed up for that when you take a break for like a few terms. I signed that form and they said it got processed and I told leave of absence. There you go. I signed the leave of absence and I said I was gonna return in the fall. Is it too late to sign up for the fall?
What's the deadline for fall 2023?
Yeah, like, cause I told them I intend to return fall 2023, but I don't know if I missed like certain things to sign up for classes or if I gotta do like what you say, like reapply or something.
So students that leave on a leave of absence normally don't have to reapply as long as they don't miss their deadline. I would reach out to the BAC since they oversee this whole process. I would email them directly at bac@cpp.edu. If they tell you missed your deadline, you reach out too late, because I do know you have to fill out paperwork. So if you did miss that deadline, then you would come to me or to us and we would help you reapply.
Okay.
And I just want to add to that, open enrollment for classes happens in August. So if it was an approved leave of absence, you're most likely still fine. But as Ellie mentioned, the leave of absence process is done through the Bronco Advising Center.
Okay. I'll go check that out.
Perfect.
Thank you guys.
Of course. Ebony, go ahead.
Hi, good morning. So my question was, you guys mentioned something about like for the returning students, something about like a distant learning. I don't think I quite caught the name of it, but what was it again? Can you like explain that again? Where you guys we can come in, re-enroll, but we don't necessarily have to like do classes on campus. Is that what you were saying?
So those students are students that are right there, that they potentially meet all the requirements to graduate. So it's students that have 112 and plus units. So it's case by case, and we would have to see your transcripts, and then I would tell you if you look like you're eligible, I would send you to the correct people.
Okay. And then so just with that, where would we go again to complete the forms?
It's online, and I believe there's a link already in the chat for our website. It's the returning student interest form.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I do want to mention, because I think this is a question we've gotten multiple times. We know a lot of students that are returning may no longer be in California or may be far away from campus where they're not able to attend classes in person. We are not necessarily an online institution, so the majority of our classes are taught in person. So somebody would not be able to finish their degree through distance education. Emily, you want to go ahead and lower your hand and then ask your question?
Yes, thank you. I just had a quick question. I know that you were talking about that, Elizabeth was saying that if you've been out of Cal Poly for like 5 years, then you would have to apply through Cal State Apply. But what if it's been within the 5 years and like I'm at good standing and everything? What would my step be next? Would I just go to the Bronco and then up to like the website and just do the welcome back form?
Correct. But the cycle does open up August 1st.
Okay.
And it also depends if you attended any other institution, but if you meet all the criteria, you should be good for the welcome back form.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sierra, go ahead.
Yes, good morning. So I have a really quick question pertaining to the login. So a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, I tried logging in a few times. So I want to know what, I mean, I know that there's a discrepancy because I haven't been returning to school, but how can I reinstate the login? Do I have to get a new like login from the admissions, or how can I go about that?
So there is a way for you to reclaim your account, but you will not be able to reclaim your account unless you, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm correct, Jess. You will not be able to reclaim your account unless we have you on our security list that you meet that criteria to reapply.
Okay, and then how will we be able to, or how would you guys be able to know that I'm
So-
able to reapply?
We have already a build security list and we're sending out emails starting August 1st.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, if I'm on that and meet the criteria, I would be able to reclaim that account.
Correct. And essentially, if it's been a while since you've attended, your account gets deactivated. So you wouldn't have access to it until we send out that invite and then give you access to it. And if you don't ever get that invite, really the only way to gain access again is to be readmitted into the university.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Of course. Casey Cordova.
Hi, good morning. So I actually had a question. I believe, I'm not too sure if I'm within the 5 years or not, but I did attend College of the Desert out here in Palm Springs for a certificate being medical assistant, phlebotomy, and CNA. Is that considered going to another institution, even though it was just a certificate of completion?
Jasmine?
It depends. I would email Ellie an unofficial record of your transcript, and Giselle
Okay.
put her email in there, because if they're technically college credit courses, then yes, that counts.
Oh, okay, yes, because they did send me over my certificate and my grade. So I'm assuming it possibly along those lines.
So schools have both what's considered college credit and non-college credit. Some certificate programs are non-college credit, meaning
Okay.
for us, that wouldn't count, right? Because you're not getting actual transfer credit for it. But we would really need to see, because this varies by school. So if you just go ahead and email Ellie an unofficial copy of your transcript, she can then research the school to see if it is college credit or not. If it is college credit, then you have to meet transfer requirements, which Ellie can go over with you as well.
Oh, okay, perfect. And then that's the email that's on the chat, correct?
Yes, so it is returning@cpp.edu.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Deanna, go ahead.
Hi, good morning. Yes. I actually have been out since COVID had started, so I stopped going back in 2019. I can't recall, I know I didn't end up being in any probation or anything like that, but I did take a course, and I'm currently taking a course at Chafee here in Rancho Cucamonga. So I won't be finishing that class until after December. Am I still able to apply through, I have to apply through Cal State Apply, correct? So that'll be considered a transfer student?
Yes, you would be reapplying as a transfer student. So be sure you meet all the transfer requirements. And you would not be able to apply for spring 2024, but if you finish everything in December, you should be able to reapply for fall 2024.
Okay, yeah, because I only need maybe like 6 classes to finish my degree here at Poly. I just took 2 of my history classes that I wanted to knock out before I actually reapplied to Cal Poly and have to pay, you know, for the classes there. Will I still be able to email you some more questions that I have on the side with like what my academic standing is there at Cal Poly and what I'm looking at to make sure I'm able to reapply again?
Yes, of course.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
And Giselle, if you could put the link to make appointments with Ellie in the chat once again. Again, that link will be in the chat so you can make an appointment with her to go over all of those things. Alexa, go ahead.
Hi, so my question, I didn't quite catch our GPA. Is it based on like our just cumulative GPA, or is it just our Cal Poly GPA that is, I guess, used to decide whether or not we are qualifying or if we are on probation?
We look at both GPAs for reapplication.
Okay.
We look at your overall GPA, but we also look at your CPP GPA.
Okay. Will this, I know that it is being recorded, will we receive a copy of this presentation?
Yes.
Great, thank you so much.
Melissa, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. My question is regarding something that you said about it being up to the department. So I was wondering if you could just share a little bit more about that. I don't know if I would need to like go talk to the department first or maybe like book an appointment with you, if that makes sense.
So you would still meet with us directly if
Okay.
you wanted to, but anybody that was on disqualification, comebacks in probation, or had a GPA under 2.0 and raised it, or is applying to a different major, admissions does not decide. It's the departments that you're applying for that decide whether you're admitted or not.
So because I'm not too sure if I was under the 2.0, and I don't have access to my online account at the moment, but I'm gonna wait for the first, like, someone mentioned before. I would still be like needing to go through my previous department, correct? If I was under the 2.0.
So you don't want to go through your department at all at this point. What we're saying is that you
Okay.
have to go through the admissions process, right? So you're still are going to either apply through the welcome back form or Cal State Apply, most likely Cal State Apply. What Ellie's trying to say is that the ultimate decision will lie with the department. And to give some context for this, basically when you're kind of at that cusp at a 2.0 or you left in disqualification, the department wants to assess if they feel like you're going to be successful in the program, right? That either you're applying to as a different major or you're coming back to, because if you left in disqualification, you weren't necessarily successful to begin with. So they just want to be able to see if you are going to be successful moving forward. Maybe a different major is more appropriate for you, but that's kind of why it gets sent to the department if you're in those cases. If you're above a 2.0, then the department doesn't make that decision. It is the Office of Admissions that does.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you both so much.
Perfect. And I'm gonna probably say this incorrectly, so I apologize. Catch slip. You want to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. I have a quick question. The last time I attended Cal Poly was in 2019, and then I took a class at Mount Sac, right? And I think I didn't really go, but I forget to drop the class. So it's count as I attended another university after Cal Poly.
If you have a GPA from a different institution, we do need it.
Okay.
So if you withdrew,
I think I forgot to withdraw.
Jasmine, if they withdrew, then we wouldn't counted as attended, correct?
Did you get an earned grade or is there a W?
I think earning grade, I think.
So if it's an earned grade, you're technically considered a returning transfer and therefore have to meet transfer requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Sherry, go ahead. Okay, we'll go to Natalie.
Oh,
Or Sherry.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. So sorry. I thought I.
that's okay.
Hi. I'm taking courses at a CC, and I plan to reapply as a different major. So would that mean I would use CSU apply?
Yes, you would come through Cal State Apply.
Yeah, and then I intend to be done with those courses in December. So what term would I be applying for?
Fall 2024.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Natalie, go ahead.
I think there was, okay. I thought there was someone before me. My question, just to recap what was said earlier in the in your this returning workshop, the welcome back form is not currently up yet. You said it would be up August 1st, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And let me just say something. Keep in mind, everything's changing constantly. So I would say wait for that email to come in August 1st and then go from there. Because in that email, we'll tell you the instructions on how to reapply, whether it'll be on the website or through your account.
Okay, because I do still have access to my account, so I was able to, like, while you guys were saying it, navigate it, but I didn't see it in there. And then I remembered you guys had mentioned something about August 1st, so I wanted to just confirm that. So there wouldn't be a chance that I could even attend this coming fall then, correct?
Correct.
If I have only been out for 2 semesters or 2 quarters, 2 semesters, right? You guys are on semester system now, yeah.
Correct. You would have to reapply.
Okay. So my next question is if I wanted to take a class during this fall at Chafee, the classes necessarily wouldn't even be to affect my graduation at Cal Poly because I only have 1 class left to graduate at Cal Poly. Would I then need to do the welcome back form, or would I need to do the CSU apply application to, like, transfer over those units? But they, like I said, they wouldn't affect graduation. They wouldn't even be to graduate. They would just be classes that I'm trying to take to just further education in a different route.
So if you believe you only have 1 class left, I am
Yes.
assuming you're probably are high up in units.
Yes.
So I would say email me and
Okay.
or fill out the interest form.
Okay.
We should already have the links on the chat. And I would say fill out that form just so that you can get evaluated to see if you even need to reapply.
Okay.
or
I
if you-
already made an appointment for I think August. I think I made it for August like 20 something. But I'll shoot you an email after this.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
Sierra, go ahead.
Yes, I'm just curious. Are there still requirements for the to get the vaccination? And is there any way you can fill out an exemption form for that still, or how is that process right now?
As of right now, the vaccine is the boosters are no longer requirements.
That's correct. So the campus no longer is requiring any COVID
Oh,
vaccines. Go ahead, Sierra.
yeah, I was just trying to make sure. And then, so you guys are saying that it's no longer required right now?
Correct.
Correct. So no COVID
Okay.
vaccinations.
Got it. And I have another question. So, before I stopped going to school in I finished fall 2021 pretty much. After that, I didn't go back. However, I believe I did a active withdrawal or reactive or something like that with Kim Burrs, I think. And I wanted to know, can she also help me and help me through the process? Or since I'm not enrolled, does that affect where I stand with her? Or no, it was Courtney Burrell. Sorry, Courtney Burrell.
So just send me an email.
Okay.
Send me an email, and I have a few follow-up questions, and then we'll go from there.
And I'm
Okay,
sure-
sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ellie.
I'm sure if she's still here, she would assist, but because you're a returning student, your first point of contact really should be Ellie. Because sometimes academic
Okay.
advisors don't necessarily know the admissions process, right? They're here to help you when you're a continuing student here with classes, and other
Okay.
things like that. So Ellie would be the best point of contact at this point in time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course. Ashley, go ahead.
Hi, so my situation, so basically I was on academic probation and then I just stopped picking up classes. I didn't go through any process where I left or whatever. And then I started attending community college. So how would I go about, would I need to reapply into the school? Or how does that work for me?
Yes, you would still reapply as a returning student through Cal State Apply, but we would first have to see where your GPA is at, and then we would go from there. So just send me an email because there's a lot of questions, not a lot of questions, but there's always follow-up questions as to your GPA, what is it at, and whether we need the BAC to assist you in raising your GPA to a 2.0. Because if you're not at a 2.0, we're always gonna say do not reapply. The goal would be to get you to a 2.0 and assist you in that process.
I had to leave the Zoom and then I joined back in. Could you send your email on the chat again?
Of course.
Thank you. Okay, so I just email you, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, thank you.
And I do want to make a note that if you left in disqualification, what we're looking at is both your overall and CPP GPA. So even if you took classes at a community college, that only helps your overall GPA. It does not help your CPP GPA. So that's why we would like you guys to fill out an interest form, because then it goes to our academic advisor in the Bronco Advising Center that handles situations where students left in disqualification. And they then see the best path for you to be able to get that CPP GPA at a 2.0. So it looks like, go ahead, Ashley.
I was also, I was also wondering how I would go about the financial aid situation, because I've still been receiving financial aid, but at this community college, and I tried switching over to a different community college and my financial aid wasn't transferring over. I was having a lot of problems with that. So I was wondering how that would work if I were to return to CPP.
For any financial aid questions, I would advise you to reach out directly to financial aid, because financial aid has there are different policies that I am not aware of. So I would reach out to them.
Okay. Alrighty. And what were you saying, Jasmine?
No, that was all I was saying, that just both GPAs have to be above the 2.0 to be eligible to return.
Okay, and it was your overall GPA and your CPP GPA?
Correct.
So your CPP GPA, what does that really entail?
Those are classes that we're taking here at CPP. That's why I mentioned taking classes at a community college helps your overall, but it does not help your CPP GPA, which is why students that left in disqualification have to meet with a specific advisor who tells you guys the best path moving forward, whether that's doing retroactive withdrawals or going through what we call Open University to try and retake some of those CPP classes that you maybe got substandard grades in.
Oh, what's Open University?
So Open University is basically still classes here at CPP, but you don't have to be admitted the traditional way, meaning through Cal State Apply. I will say Open University is expensive. It does not qualify for financial aid. And then retroactive withdrawal is maybe you had a bad semester because there were environmental factors happening that caused your semester to maybe not be as good as some other semesters. Retroactive withdrawals is a very lengthy process, and a documentation is always needed to try to basically revert your substandard grades to W's, right? So W's don't count towards your GPA, therefore raising your GPA. But all of that stuff gets discussed with our specific academic advisor that works with students in disqualification. So anyone who left in disqualification, please fill out the returning student interest form that is on our website, because that academic advisor will reach out to you to set up a meeting and kind of go over the next steps with you.
All right, thank you so much.
Of course. Does anyone have any other questions? We still have a few minutes and we want to make sure all your questions get answered. Mariel?
Yes, I had a quick question. So if we enrolled prior to 2019, we would be doing Cal State Apply, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then would we also be doing the interest form? Because I'm not too sure if I have 112 or more units.
If you're not sure, you can fill it out or you can email me directly.
Okay, okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and email you directly and then just send in my Cal Poly Bronco ID, correct?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions? Cecilia?
I just had a quick question. For the Bronco ID, if our account got deactivated, because I know you're asking for the Bronco ID, is it that one that we could still use even though it is deactivated?
If you know it, yes, send it to me. If you don't know your Bronco ID number, send me your full name and your date of birth.
Okay, that was all. Thank you.
Alicia, go ahead.
Hi, so a while back I tried to reapply and I did speak to someone and I was sent an email that the records were still eligible. That the next steps was like graduate program, the website, and to check the deadlines and to contact my graduate department. How do I do that exactly?
Are you a graduate student?
Graduate student, what do you mean by that?
Have you earned a bachelor's degree and are you?
No, I just earned my associate's degree.
Okay, so you're still an undergraduate student, correct?
Uh-huh.
So I believe you got an error email that's supposed to be for graduate students. So if you do qualify to reapply, you should be able to reapply either through Welcome Back form or Cal State Apply. But you can also just email me directly and I can look at your file.
Is there any like workshops where like you guys assist us during the process?
We do not have workshops for that currently, but if you schedule an appointment after August 1st, I should be able to assist you one-on-one.
Okay, so for so the email says graduate programs and then graduate department. That has nothing to do with me then?
Correct. That is for graduate students.
You probably just received the wrong email, which is why you should email Ellie. That way she can look into your file and give you the correct information.
Okay, thank you.
Sengfin?
Hi, yes, sorry. I don't know how to unmute this. Yeah, I have, my question is that I'm trying to, my question is it too late to apply for fall semester? Because I'm trying to make appointment with a counselor. The earliest available meeting is August 16. So is it too late?
Yes, for fall 2023, it's too late to apply for it. So right now we're opening up spring 2024, starting August 1st.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cecilia, go ahead.
And then I did have one more question. So if by any chance we don't we don't meet like the requirements, or like if we don't get accepted as a returning student, what ends up happening to like if we still need to finish it? Do we just have to start over again?
It all depends. So if it's because of your GPA, our goal would be to have you meet with an academic advisor and try to work something out. And they have different pathways that they can assist you with. But if it's because the program denied you, or if the program denied you, we'll try to also work with you on maybe reapplying for a different major.
Okay, thank you.
Marielle?
Yes, I had another quick question about the Cal State Apply. Was there an apply date that's due for that?
It will be August 1st when it
Okay.
opens, and it closes September 30th. But we don't want anybody to reapply if you are unsure if you have the 2.0 or higher,
Okay.
because we don't want students to spend their money
Oh, okay.
if we know that you're gonna get denied. So
Got it.
unless you're 100% sure of your GPA, I would say reach out to us so we can double check for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we have about 5 more minutes if you have any last minute questions. Emily, go ahead.
So I was looking at my GPA before I wasn't able to access my account, and so far for the last thing that I saw, it said that the last semester, which is when I left before like basically anything, so all of the classes were no credit. That's not gonna, it says like it won't affect my GPA, but I don't know if that changed. That shouldn't change, right?
Was that the only semester you had, or was it just the last semester you attended?
No, it's just the last semester I attended. It was, yeah.
Yeah, they don't affect your GPA.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we will be sending out a link to this recording probably sometime next week. But Ellie, did you want to close out the presentation?
Of course, thank you everybody for coming, and we hope to see you reapplying soon. And just keep in mind when sending emails, provide your name, Bronco ID number, or date of birth. And I hope to meet with all of you soon.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Hi, hello.
Yes.
Hi, would I be able to, let's see, how would I be able to